To glue up your passive amplifier cone, you're going to need bottled wood glue, roll of masking tape, and your 4 cone segments. Start by taking a couple of pieces of masking tape, about 16 inches long, and laying them down flat on the table with the sticky side up. Now, take your cone pieces, set them so the angled side is facing up so you can see the angle, and place them on the tape. When you're putting them on the tape, make sure that they're as close to touching as possible. So I'm going to start on the side and kind of run it down the side so they're really, really close to each other. If the table has a bunch of dirt or crumbs or scraps around it, make sure that stuff is cleaned out of here before you start gluing up. I'm going to add on a piece of tape on this side like that. Peel the tape off here. So when it's done, it should look like something like this. I'll bring the camera closer. So you can see that they're all right next to each other. One side has no tape on it, and the other side has got some tape hanging off the edge. That's what we need. Then take some wood glue and put a little bit into each or onto each side of the joint. Now, when you're doing this, you really don't want to overdo it with your wood glue. Any extra glue is going to squeeze out and look bad. So just a really thin layer of glue on each surface. I'm just kind of using my finger to wipe that glue off inside each surface and get rid of any extra. And then any extra glue that you have, make sure it doesn't get on the outside of the cone with your hands. That'll affect your stain later on. After you have the glue on, you can just roll up the cone as if you're rolling up a sleeping bag. Make sure all the outside corners fit together, and then add that last piece of tape and roll it over. Now, with just the tape, all 4 of your corners should be lined up on this outside. You're looking at the outside gap to make sure that that's nice and tight. It should also fit nice and tightly. You shouldn't be able to wiggle it around at all. Now, if it fits loosely and it wiggles, or you can see gaps on the corners, see Mr. Flaherty about getting a few rubber bands to rubber band this tight as well. As soon as you have the tape on, go show it to Mr. Flaherty, have him double check so that I can see if it's done correctly or not. Maybe we can add some rubber bands if we need to. Because once the glue is dry, there's no fixing it. Get your name on it, put it in your cubby to dry.